Yes, people. Welcome back to another stream on the channel, and this is the Carabao Cup third round preview, where we're going to discuss the upcoming Carabao Cup games of our teams, clubs, other club. But yeah, let me just start adding people, man. First of all, MK the Don, how you doing?
Yeah, man, I'm good. Thank you very much. How are you, bro?
Not bad, not bad. Obviously, listen, we need to win that cup, man. Carabao Cup, every cup, man. Even the charity cup, we need to win that.
Recovered
Yeah,
from the weekend yet?
yeah, man. I've recovered, man. We
Good,
just
good, 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 good.
Manny, we've got Manny as well. How you doing, Manny?
Yeah, good. Can't complain. Thanks a lot for, hijacking and reminding me. I mean, I didn't need reminding. I'd already got my Windows set up and I was going to join in. You know me as well. But yeah, it's not so much an exciting cup, but it is a cup that Arsenal haven't won in, God, I think it might very well be close to 30 years since we've last won that cup. So I think that's something that we might very well end up having to, aim for. So
Yeah.
interesting.
Good luck, Ryan.
Good comment. Big up Ryan. Hello, us on the panel. Big up Ryan. Hope you're doing well.
Good luck,
Right.
We
bro.
got Frederick next. How you doing, Frederick?
Fine, thanks. I'm ready for a revenge against Villa. How about you?
Yeah, man, we need that revenge. We need that good evening revenge. And the player did say in the private chat, he's always lost, and he is right. And it's Flair. How you doing, Flair?
Yeah, Mark, thanks, mate.
Yeah, cool. The first game that I do have is, you can keep that profile picture, by the way, because I do have Man City versus Chelsea. I mean, I think both teams are going to rotate, I think. But City might go a bit more stronger because this is their Oh, we've actually got Hannah that's going to join soon. Okay, let me send in the link. If Mason and Flair and Manny want to obviously say, obviously, when you guys beat them 1-0, but yeah, it is what it is. I'll send them the link, I know. Yeah. But guys, do you think Chelsea can get a result? Because Chelsea will rotate. I don't know if City will, but who knows? Because for me, Potter, he needs to stop taking some crucial lineup, man. He needs to take off. He needs to drop some players. So, Mason, do you think Chelsea can get something?
Yeah, man. To be honest, it depends on what sort of City team we see because we know their first team's just as good as their second. So it all depends on what Pep Guardiola really finds. I know that City's got a lot of youth in their team at the moment, and it'll be good to see some of those sort of players come out of the City Academy. But with Chelsea, I don't know whether they'll get a result. I don't believe they will. I don't think they will get a result. But as I said, City's just got such a strong squad, and it's not just about what their first 11 is like, particularly with Pep Guardiola. It's also about putting those players in who are building something at Manchester City. And a lot of academy players, I reckon, will get a good chance on. I think it's tomorrow night or tonight. I think it's tomorrow night. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Hang on a minute, I'm just doing something. But yeah, we got everyone in the comments. Make sure you guys do smash the like, subscribe if you're new. I mean, we're literally like 2 aways from 340, so make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel. And yeah, Manny, man, your thoughts on this Man City Chelsea game? You think Potter's going to rotate, take some crucial decisions?
With the team as patched up as it is, I'm not too sure he can afford to rotate. But, I mean, especially with the way the Premier League challenge is going right now, he might as well have to look at the Cups as some route to silverware. And certainly the fact that he's coming up against Manchester City, who have won this competition for the last few years, certainly a few times in the last few years, he's going to want to, ensure that Chelsea make an impression against City. And City, of course, are the type of team that can definitely afford to, replace their first 11 with a second 11, which is better than the first 11 of almost every other team in the Premiership. So I don't think he can necessarily afford to rotate. One possible position is he could decide to bring Marcus Bettinelli in to give him a game, because so far he's had to warm the bench while Arrizabalaga and Mendy have pretty much fought it out to be the number one. And he, of course, was given he was signed, of course, as a third keeper to replace Willie Caballero, who had since gone on to Southampton. I don't know what he's doing right now. So Bettinelli deserves a chance to play, and I think it'll be an opportunity for him to show how well he can do. The only problem is the defense will almost certainly be. I don't think it can afford to be patched up, to be honest. I think Chelsea will want to try and win, and if they're going to want to win, then they're certainly not going to afford to play anything like a weakened team against whatever Manchester City will throw at them. So this is going to be this will be a big test of Potter's managerial nows, because it was also I would say disappointing to hear him say that he was willing to consider copying the model that Arsenal were following, saying how much he admired the way they were going about things, and said maybe that could be a route he wants to take. No. You say something like that, and you pretty much made it clear that you don't have the confidence in yourself to manage a club at that top level. No, you've done well enough at Brighton. You've done really well at Swansea. You made your name in at Osterlands, and you were brought at Chelsea because they valued your ability. And you want to talk about copying another team's model? No, son, no. Stick to what you know. Have the confidence in yourself the way Ten Hag did for Manchester United, and see if it goes through with that. Stick and twist. It's as simple as that. So Potter's going to be on display here. He's going to be on trial, as it were, and so he is going to have to field a fairly strong team if he wants to have any hope of Chelsea winning. So it's hard to see, if we take a look at the squad available, which 11 he could pick. Maybe Hanno can give his perspective on that. But as I said, one change could very well be that Bettinelli comes in and plays. But it's not looking good for Chelsea. And they're going to have to do some really hard work and a lot of soul searching over the World Cup holiday and before January.
100%. We do have Hanno here. Hanno, are you there? If you are, how are you doing?
I'm all right.
Have you recovered from the loss?
Yeah.
Of course he hasn't. Of course he hasn't.
I'm not
Yeah, Flair,
never
calm
recover
down.
from the
Calm down.
Arsenal.
Flair.
No.
You ask Sunset cry for 3 months about losing to United. So you guys are still crying about that. So yeah.
Let me go through the comments. Ryan says, the RTC pass City for this one, but maybe Chelsea will give them a bit of a game. After all, a competition can always spring a surprise. Exactly, yeah. Please like and subscribe if you're new. Yeah, 100% like and subscribe. But hello, man, talk to me. You've got Manchester City in the Carabao Cup. Are you confident? What's your thoughts?
No. We will lose. Trust me, we will lose. We will play. I think Coutinho's out, so I don't know. We are going to play in DM. Probably Ruben Loftus-Cheek at DM because we don't have anyone else play that position unless we play.
Loftus-Cheek at DM.
We don't have anyone else. Kovacic is out. Kanté is out. Coutinho's out.
Can you not guys bring up academy players? Yeah,
we can. Lewis Hall, the academy player, can play in midfield or in defense. So I think we might be using in midfield. We got Murray Hutchinson. He's also in the squad. I think he will maybe come off the bench. I reckon he will come off the bench. And then defense. I think we need to rest Thiago Silva. We need Carabao to be fit, even if it's 50%, just starting, or 50%. Koulibaly is better than play 8-year-old Thiago Silva. His last leg. So Cucurella is probably going to be left back as the. Then again, we don't even maybe Ziyech right back or right wing back. Whatever you decide, but it's a complete part. So we will lose this. I think I'll win. Let's just check. I think I went to I went 2-0 to City. I think we'll maybe score, but I doubt it. But City will also rotate. Yeah, we are of course the finalists of this cup, but I think we'll drop out early. You never know. Maybe we've got an upset. Looks like player is too scared to face me. So yeah. But MK, what's you saying? You've been quiet.
Pardon?
What's happening? You're quiet.
Oh yeah, I was listening, bro.
Yeah. That's my fault. 2-0 that's my position.
Frederick, I'm going to come to you. As a neutral fan, how do you see this game going?
I think City will win it just because I was watching at the table now, and Chelsea are playing on Saturday again against Newcastle away, which is a difficult game. They need to win that to stay in the top 4 race. So I do think they will have to rotate their squad, and City will do as well. And then we know City's second best players are way better than Chelsea's best.
100%. We do have a new guest in the background. We're going to add him in. First time on the channel. Scott, how you doing, Scott?
How you doing, lads? You okay? Thanks for having me on, RS. Really appreciate it. How are we all doing?
All good, Scott. All good. How are you, mate?
All good, buddy.
Yeah, good. Thank you.
Good. But yeah, we were just talking about the Carabao Cup. Obviously, Manchester City versus Chelsea. I'm going to get on to you, Scott. How do you see this game going?
Well, it's as always with the Carabao Cup, isn't it? It depends what kind of teams they put out. Obviously, Man City played Saturday. Chelsea played on Sunday against Arsenal. And it all depends how much they want to progress in the Cup. I don't imagine Chelsea will. Manchester City, as we all know, they've got a massive squad. They've got 2 teams, maybe even 3 teams. So they'll be the stronger, and being the home team, I can't see anything other than a Man City win, to be honest. But it'll be interesting to see the teams they put out.
100%. For me, I think Potter said that he's going to rotate with Chelsea, so we could see some Akani players. So it's going to be interesting, but I'm going to say 2-0 City, man. I think it will be too strong for them. Yeah, for me, City, man, they usually win the Cup almost every season, so 100%. Let's
Except when Liverpool win it last year.
100%. Let's move on to the next game. Arsenal versus Brighton Munich. Listen, we'll get to the Arsenal fans first. So we'll get Mason. How are you feeling for this game?
Yeah, man, it's cup competition. Obviously, I'm expecting Mikel to rotate. I'm expecting more of a Europa League side to be out there tomorrow. But confident, yeah. Brighton, don't underestimate them. They are a very good side, so we can't underestimate them. Of course, it'd be us to get a Premier League side as well. But yeah, I feel confident, but not overly confident. Obviously, it makes it help that it's at the Emirates. That's in front of our fans, who's been on fire this season. So I don't know if it's going to be the same for the Carabao Cup, but I think 2-1 win to the Arsenal. Hopefully, Eddie will get on the score sheet because he hasn't really been in that good form. I hope Jesus comes on as well at some point. I don't want him to be on straight away because of our game against Wolves. I think the Wolves game was on Saturday. Or is it Sunday?
Saturday.
Yeah.
Saturday, yeah, I was right. Fantastic. So, yeah, Saturday, obviously, we've got to be careful with that in mind. So I'm expecting Mikel to go with a little bit of a Europa League lineup. Expecting to see, obviously, Mohamed El Neni is back in the squad training. So he's now fit. So I'm expecting him to go in there with Lokonga. And I'm expecting to see Vieira as well. Obviously, Smith Rowe still injured. So Reece Nelson, Marquinhos as well. So just another game in my eyes. Hopefully we'll get through. Yeah, it'll be tough, but yeah, I believe.
Yeah, Manny, what's your thoughts on this game? Do you think Arteta has to rotate players now?
Yeah, of course he has to rotate. Goes without saying, because instead of having a Thursday game, we've now got a Wednesday game and then a Saturday game. So, I mean, if he doesn't rotate, he's asking for trouble. And one crumb of comfort is that Matt Turner is back fit. We missed him, ironically, against PSV because Ramsdale, of course, had an absolute shocker. And, it's also going to be good news for Team USA because he is expected to be their number one for the World Cup coming up. So throwing him in here will obviously give him some game time, much valuable game time against a decent Brighton team. I'm not sure if Brighton could necessarily rotate, but certainly the likes of Tariq Lamptey could have a game. Whether or not they will bring on some of their first teamers off the bench will remain to be seen. But at least for this Carling Cup game, we can say with all certainty that Arteta will not be bringing too many of his first teamers into the squad. He will definitely bring some academy players. And I will say this right now. If he doesn't give Ethan Nwaneri at least a cup game or two, then there's going to be hell to pay because you cannot simply try to do a Harvey Elliott on him, props to the Liverpool fan over there, and just try and do that to get the record and then, completely forget about him. That is completely out of order and uncalled for. And he will bring on some of the kids. He will certainly have a rotated lineup. Tierney probably should get to play because if you're not going to use him as your first choice in the Premiership anymore, with Zinchenko and apparently Tomiyasu ahead of him in the pecking order because of you like the inverted qualities, so to speak, at least let Tierney have as many cup games and Europa League games as he wants to get himself fit to play and prove what a fine player he is before he leaves at the end of the season. And several of my close friends have said that Tierney has been very shabbily treated this season by Arteta and he needs to leave. I completely concur. Europa League lineup, as Mason has said, obviously Fabi Vieira, Sambi Lokonga, maybe we should see El Neni in. I don't know if we will necessarily see Sambi Lokonga in that same 11 because I remember when we played against Zurich, we had to put Lokonga out on the left. I'm not too sure that really helped anyone. It will remain to be seen what happens. Reece Nelson, Edward Nketiah. There is talk of sending Marquinhos out on loan. I'm not too sure if that would necessarily be beneficial for him, having given him, a taste of Europa League action. Would that really be fair for him, knowing that at least he has some route to play in the first team, at least keep him for the whole season, then send him on loan? So I couldn't tell you off the top of my head, at least not now, what my first choice 11 would be. Maybe Flair can provide some insight, but this should be a very tough game and certainly not a game that Arteta will want to lose. So for me, it'll be 2-1 to the Arsenal. And if Eddie Nketiah doesn't score, then the calls for his exit will be... the calls for his exit will only increase.
Definitely, I've got to say, I agree with you there. Lineup-wise, I've sort of got an idea, but I don't know whether you want to come back onto that, go to other people first and come back.
Yeah, we'll go... before Hannah does leave, Hannah, do you want to shout out where people can find you before you leave, Hannah?
My socials, of course, on YouTube, Coaches Corner, and on Instagram, Hanu_Coaches Corner. Twitter, Hanu_Coaches Corner. Make sure to like, share, subscribe to our channel. And I appreciate if you can subscribe to my channel and even follow me on my Facebook. So we have Boris and the channel.
Big up, Hanu.
Big up, Hanu, man.
Cheers,
Big up,
Hanu.
Hanu.
And please, I love that proper pick of you now. I love it. I didn't like the last one.
Big up. We got, I think he's a new subscriber, Brojo UTC. Are you Roll to Red Devils? No, I'm one of his friends, yeah. Football for big up everyone, big up yourself, man. Big up yourself.
Jose, get on here.
Listen, I said to him on the channel that let me get Barcelona for Europa League. Then yeah, we did. He said Scott Wade.
Networking, my friend, networking. If anyone's listening, make sure you subscribe to Onto Dabo on Instagram, on YouTube. Cheers, Oris. Jose, come on, log on.
100%. You guys subscribe to his channel, man. Great content. But the wrong thing that he supports the wrong club, but it is what it is. Frederick, man, obviously Arsenal, Brighton. Do you see any surprise there surprise win for Brighton? Do you think, Frederick?
Would it be so surprising if Brighton won it? They have been in decent form recently, and I do think they will have more in the cup than Arsenal win, because let's face it, Brighton won't be in the top 4 race until the end of the season. Arsenal probably will be in a title race for a while, I think, now. So I do think it's a more important game for Brighton than it is for Arsenal, and that they will go for a win. So I would not be surprised if if Brighton went for a 1-0 win with their best team, and Arsenal with not their second best team, but a bit rotation.
100%. Scott, man, do you think Brighton can get a surprise win here against Arsenal?
Yeah, again, it all depends. I already think that Arteta's gone too strong in the Europa League. I'd be really surprised if he went strong in this one. The games are coming thick and fast. I know we've got the World Cup coming up, and he probably could exhaust his players a little bit in the last game or two, but it would all depend on the team Arsenal put out. I could see a shock here if Brighton go for it. Brighton are flying. They're not going to finish top 4. They're not going to get relegated. Why wouldn't they go strong in this cup and go for it? I could see an upset at the Emirates.
Flair, what do you think? Obviously, Arsenal fan, are you confident to beat Brighton?
I think, as you said about starting lineups that are way too overpowered, I think that maybe it wasn't, as we did kind of struggle to beat them teams in the Europa League. It wasn't the easiest of rides, to be honest with you, and I think that playing a stronger team against Brighton are obviously a quite good side, to be honest with you. I think that it's going to be a tough challenge, but I think that we can get a result, and I think we can get a 2-0 win.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, for the lineups, I think Mason discussed it. What will be your lineup for Brighton, Mason?
Yeah, my lineup, obviously Matt Turner's back and fit, so I'd go for him in goal. Excuse me. Right back, I'd go for Cedric. Then obviously Rob Holding. Sticky one at left centre back because we don't actually have another left-footed centre back, so it's going to have to be Gabriel in my eyes. So he's going to have to play. And then, really unfairly, Zinchenko's obviously come back off injury. Obviously, Kieran Tierney, everyone knows my thoughts about him. Fantastic footballer, absolute baller, and he hasn't really been given an opportunity this season with Premier League games. So I presume that he'll be in there as well. So left back, KT. I would prefer to see, hopefully Mikel does this, obviously Mohamed El Neni, and then the same with central midfield. I would like to see maybe either Grant Xhaka just to calm that leadership. Obviously, then he goes further forward, El Neni just sort of sits. Or as maybe possibly Mikel will go for, which I hope he doesn't, obviously Sambi Lokonga with the partnership of Mohamed El Neni. But me personally, I do think that Mikel will go. I hope that he does go Granit Xhaka. I do think he will go Granit Xhaka and Mohamed El Neni for this one. On the left, I want to see Reece Nelson. In that cam role, I want to see Fabio Vieira as well. He needs to be given some more game time. He's been given a lot of Europa League. We've seen that some of the things that he's capable of, but yet I still haven't seen enough. So that needs to be sorted. On the right, Marquinhos, I like what Manny said about, I don't know whether he's going to go on loan. Me personally, I'd sort of agree with you there that I reckon next season put him out on loan, if anything. Not this season. He's already got that taste for Europa League. Let's give him another little taste of the Carabao Cup now and try and get him flowing in this. He's young. He's a hot prospect for us. And Mikel has been great at getting these youngsters in the team. And this is going to be another one of them situations where I do think he'll play on the right. And then Eddie Nketiah, the man who's been frustrating for not just myself, but all Arsenal fans. So I speak for all us saying this. Please, Eddie, come on, man. Kick on now. You're wearing Henry's shirt. You're wearing that number 14. We've had great players, including Aubameyang, who's worn that shirt and won stuff with that shirt. So, Eddie, come on, man. It's time to pick up the form and get those scoring boots on again. But yeah,
Usually, I think with Eddie Nketiah, usually in those Carabao Cup games or European League games, he would score quite a few goals. But yeah, Manny and Fred, would you guys agree with Mason's lineup right there, or would you?
I'm actually going to spring a bit of surprise here because while I do agree with Mason about some things, I would like to see an experiment being conducted. I'm so glad, Mason, that you agree with me that Tierney needs to start because, as I
100%.
said, yeah, if he doesn't get to play in the Premiership anymore, he has to get as many games as possible before he decides to leave. And the
I'm
Cups are the
heartbroken
best way.
if he goes. I don't know whether it's the Scottish side of me because I'm half Scottish and that.
No, he's the
but
best. He's the best Scottish left back in the Premier League.
Bro, he's so good.
Oi,
He's so good.
oi, oi,
I'll
oi,
be good.
Hey, you got a Liverpool fan over here who
Hang
swears
on,
by
hang
Andrew
on, hang
Robertson.
on.
Andrew Robertson is his go-to guy, so no more pot stirring when we have a Liverpool guest here, yeah?
Yeah,
Tierney's
Reece.
not even the best left back at his club.
That's a cheap shot.
That is a really cheap shot for someone who's struggling to make Champions League football this season. Let's move on.
Yeah, but anyway, back to my lineup. Obviously, Tierney will start. I love your idea, Mason, of giving Cedric a game. He needs to also prove that he belongs. Holding, and then, of course, some Gabriel, maybe. Obviously, El Neni will come into the team as a central midfielder. He'll play the party role, perhaps, and then Fabi Vieira on the right. I actually would like to see if he wants to give Zinchenko some game time. Why not do the unthinkable and stick him on the left side of midfield?
I like that. Yeah, I do like that feeling. Yeah.
So if he can try and do that, because obviously when he worked with Zinchenko at Manchester City, Arteta knew about Zin's qualities as a utility midfielder as well as being a left back. So this could very well be the game if you want to have some experience there to try and counter Brighton's midfield, which might be strong. Why not bring Zin in? And that could also help whoever's coming up on the left of the front line. Of course, it will be Reece Nelson on the right, Nketiah up front. And if Marquinhos does start, then having Zinchenko and Tierney behind him can only be beneficial for him. So that's my 11. Basic 4-3-3. Will it transition to a 4-2-3-1? No, we all know that Nketiah's helpless alone. It has to be a 4-3-3.
Big up. I totally agree with that.
Flair, what would your lineup be? Would it be the same?
Same as Manny, but I'm kind of hoping that Arteta doesn't maybe do Gabriel Jesus and Nketiah on left wing. I'm kind of hoping that he doesn't do that. So just have to see, but I'm hoping he won't.
I don't think he will because I know that we're now on a Wednesday night in this Carabao Cup, so he's getting us. This is sort of like how it's probably going to be most likely next season if we do secure Champions League, Wednesday to Saturday. So
I do think we need a stronger B team though, 100%.
Well, 100%. We need to get some more. We need to strengthen, but that's going to take time.
Man.
That's going to take time. We're in a process, man. We're still in it. But 3 years, God, we're so
Even
much
if Sambi Lokonga ends up leaving, man, we still got to find replacements.
Yeah, we do.
It's going to be hard to find B team players, but you got to find.
We just need not even just B team, like squad rotation.
Yeah.
Even if there's an injury to like Partey, we need someone obviously there.
Yeah, mate, definitely.
You know, I'm hoping that we'll get Tielemans in the summer. I think he'll come on a free.
Our bench is literally. It's not great, but it's not.
Let's do score predictions quickly, and then we'll move on to the next game. So, Mason, what's your score prediction?
2-1 Arsenal.
Manny?
Same here. 2-1 to the Arsenal.
Frederick, what do you think?
1-0 Brighton.
I thought you said 4-0.
I thought you said 4-0 then. I was about to go, whoa.
Scott?
2-2, Brighton win on penalties.
Flair?
2-0 Arsenal.
I'm going to say 2-1 Brighton for the sake of it. But yeah, hopefully a Danny Welbeck masterclass. But let's move on. For me, this is a topic that we have to talk about before we talk about the actual game. So obviously, it says Liverpool versus Derby, but Scott, man, I want to come to you first. FSG, obviously it broke out yesterday that they're looking to sell the club. First of all, what's your overall thoughts on FSG? Are you happy that they're looking to sell the club, or
yes? Yeah, I want them out. I want them gone. I don't know if anyone watched my video from last night. If you haven't, please look it up, subscribe onto the ball and watch the video. They have shortchanged Jurgen Klopp for too many years now. Jurgen's been turning water to wine for too long. He needs backing in the transfer market. They've spent the 200 or 300 million doing the Anfield Road End extension, the main stand extension. Instead of spending that on the squad, they're not here to compete. They're here to invest, to grow, to sell on. I'm glad they're selling on if they are. The danger here is that they look for a majority, not even a majority, just a shareholder. So let's say they sell 30% for 1 billion. They take their 1 billion, they buy another basketball team. That won't help us. We all know what happens when you've got joint shareholders. They fall out, they can't agree. If one of them puts in 200 million, they ask the other one to. If one refuses to, the other one don't. You're just left in limbo. I either want it sold completely to someone who can afford to buy it properly, not mortgage the club. And it could be exciting times, but I'll take it with a pinch of salt. I fully believe that this story has come out because something's in the offing. I think something, sorry if you can hear the dog.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think something might have been leaked, which is, sorry, lads, one sec.
Yeah, that's fine, because we have it with Hannah before, it's fine. But let's get the neutral fans in. Obviously, the dog. Big up to the dog, by the way. Let's get to the neutral fans on FSG. Manny, what's your overall thoughts on FSG? Like, you think they'll actually sell the club, Manny? Are you on mute, Manny?
Yeah. Actually, I hope they do, and this could very well be the beginning of the end of the American hegemony in the Premiership. The only problem is if we have another Saudi or Arab guy coming in, it's out of the frying pan into the freaking fire in a way, although at least the Arabs are willing to spend some money. But it's amazing, really, because, I take a look at the success that Liverpool has enjoyed over the last few years, ever since Klopp came in, and I think you said it perfectly. Turning water into wine sort of sums it up brilliantly, because we all knew that under a succession of managers, even after Benitez won the Champions League, despite that, I don't think he was able to do very much. And then, obviously, you had the likes of Brendan Rodgers. Before that, maybe Roy Hodgson, Kenny Dalglish, of course, who weren't able to get the club quite close enough. So to get Jurgen Klopp in was an absolute coup. And obviously, the work he did in terms of getting the players he wanted and doing whatever he could was just amazing. And it's really surprising to see that there's been a lot of disconnect, a lot of friction between the owners and the manager. So if Liverpool do decide to sell the club, maybe they realize that with Liverpool starting to slip a little bit, this could very well be the time for new ownership to come in and shake the club up a bit. And also, they probably realize that the fans have just, caught on to them. They just don't buy the act anymore. And I think they realized that instead of going after the manager who is, as you've said, Scott, turned water into wine, they have to turn their anger on the owners who've pretty much who haven't really shown any care or that much investment as the fans would like. And certainly, I don't think, looking at the way Liverpool's pre-season went, that they were willing to support him either. So if they do decide to sell the club, that would be terrific. And maybe it'll make the fans a lot happier. Certainly, it'll give Klopp some peace of mind, and maybe it'll give him some confidence to go into the remainder of the season. So if it happens for the better, all good. But what I will say is, do find out about those new prospective owners of yours, because if they're a bunch of charlatans themselves, you could end up being stuck up a gum tree.
This is bad news for United fans, man. This is bad. This makes me want to cry, because if they get shakes, or if they get any Saudis, man, they'll be up there with City and Newcastle. So for United fans, we need to be obviously charming. Stop buying the merchandise, but we'll talk about United when we get onto them. But Scott, obviously that's the game now. Actually, no. Obviously, your dog interrupted you, but you want to carry on what you were saying, Scott, about the FSG?
Yeah. So yeah, as sorry, the names go away when you put. I can't remember your fella's name, but yeah, like you said, you got to be careful. Manny. You got to be careful who you're selling to. Obviously, is due diligence even a thing at this level? You'd like to think so. The last thing we want to be is mortgaged like Man United. You know, we want someone coming in with deep pockets, who's a bit of a ambitious kind of guy, someone who is mad for football, not just a businessman. Doesn't necessarily have to be a Liverpool supporter, but certainly has a passion for winning. But as you say, be careful what you wish for. It can go wrong, as it has done with Liverpool in 2007 with Hicks and Gillette, when they owned us for 3 years before FSG. So it's very much watch this space. Let's see what happens. Not getting too excited, but it's hard not to get excited when you think about what could be. Look at how excited Newcastle fans are now.
100%. Yeah, 100%. This is Newcastle for me. They're looking scary now, but
they'll be right up there with Man City from now on. It's going to be a scary time. It really is.
100%. But I'm just praying that you guys get American owners who knows nothing about football. But listen, for me, I just seen that today Ratcliffe has just turned down the opportunity to buy Liverpool. So I don't know who's gonna. Obviously, maybe Saudis, they're more interested in buying the big clubs like Liverpool or City. So they could get a Saudi, who knows? But hopefully not, man. Hopefully not. But going to the game, Liverpool derby. Surely this is a win for you guys.
Well, you like to think so, being at home, and you like to think even our reserve side will have enough to beat Derby. We are, of course, the defending champions of the Carabao Cup, so we're not going to give up lightly, I hope. But it'll be a much changed lineup. Jurgen Klopp has mentioned so many times about playing 3 times in 7-8 days, takes its toll on our squad. Again, I keep saying it for every team: Arsenal, for Man City, for Chelsea, same for Liverpool. I've got no idea what team he'll put out. We haven't even got the reserves that would always call on, like Origi, Minamino. They've all left the club. So, it'll be very much Milner in the midfield, captaining. You'll see Gomez probably at right back. You'll probably see a couple of young lads at centre back. Konate might get the nod at centre back because he hasn't played much football. Tsimikas at left back. Kelleher will come in goals. And then up front, take your pick, really. It'll be some of the young lads. Bobby Clark. There'll be quite a few players you don't even recognise. I don't know if any of you have seen Badge Sajcic. He keeps making the bench in the Champions League. He'll probably get a start. I just hope we've got enough, because no one wants to go out of the cup early. We're struggling in the league, so we'd obviously like a couple of cup runs, stay in the cup, so we're still in it after the World Cup, and that'll do me nice.
100%.
Certainly not losing to Derby County, I'd wager.
Yeah, for me, listen.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, with Konate, we have to big him up for that performance against Spurs, man. He
brilliant. He's a man mountain. He really is so solid. Again, I said on my stream last night, Van Dijk looked better with Konate next to him. It's normally the other way around. Van Dijk makes other centre-backs look better, but Konate made Van Dijk look better. He looks so much assured. I just hope he can stay fit, and him and Van Dijk be at the heart of that defence. And that's hard for me to say because I'm the biggest Joel Matip fan in the world. But Konate and Van Dijk fit until May. Yes, please.
Yeah, for me, 100%, man. That is looking good. But yeah, let's get the neutrals now. Frederick, obviously, Liverpool should win this, right? Or do you think Derby maybe can win this?
I wish I could say that. I think we can see a surprise there, but I don't think we will. I think Liverpool are so desperate to not play more shit now, so I think they will play a quite good team and win 3-0.
Yeah, cool. Money, your thoughts and your prediction? Score prediction?
Should be a walk in the park, really, for Liverpool. And I don't mean this to be necessarily disrespectful, but you take a look at Derby County and the problems they had, especially when Wayne Rooney was boss. They had to lose a lot of points, a lot of revenue. They're down in League One, trying in vain, in a way, to sort of find their way back. And I know that Derby County did actually beat Manchester United at Old Trafford once when Frank Lampard was manager, but I don't see them repeating the trick under Paul Warne. And
Harry
certainly
Wilson. Harry Wilson scored. Liverpool
Yeah.
on loan at Derby.
I mean, but he should have been ineligible. Oh, yeah. I remember. Yeah, he wasn't playing Liverpool. My bad. Brain freeze, pardon me. And of course, if you take a look at Derby County's current season, where are they now? They are currently 7th in League One, trying to make the playoffs. So they're fighting, but I seriously don't think that they will really push Liverpool too hard. I don't think they'll challenge Liverpool with the bench strength they have, with the youth they have. This should be a routine 2-0 win for me, for Liverpool.
100%. I've just put Scott's channel link in the comments, so make sure you guys do give it a subscribe. No worries. Ryan says 2-1 to the Terriers now. Oh, Hunters for the winning 2-1. Nice. Good win. Obviously, they were losing 1-0, so they're at Huddersfield. Mason, your thoughts and score prediction for the Liverpool Derby game?
Man. Yeah, this should be an easy walk in the park for Liverpool. As the others have said, I think Derby will be very much focused on trying to get back into the Championship after what they've obviously been through. The only thing I do feel that if Liverpool go too light on this lineup, then maybe they'll struggle a little bit, but I still think they'll easily get the victory. I'm actually going to go for 2. I'm going to be cheeky here. One result I do think will happen more than likely. The other one, I do think Liverpool win 3-0. And the reason why I'm saying 3-0 to begin with is because I think Liverpool's team, despite not being very good in the league this year, and they haven't at all, but they got the win against Spurs, of course, so they'll be looking to keep on going on that and build momentum off that. And this is a perfect game to do so. Now I'm going to get on to a little bit of a prediction where probably not a lot of people would agree with me, but I'm going to also give a 2-1 to Derby. The reason why I thought this is because we all saw Leeds. I know Leeds and Derby are 2 different teams, and the might swell between them two is unbelievable. But remember, everyone, this is football. There are surprises, and this is cup football. There are a lot of surprises. I don't think it will happen, but in many ways, if I just say 2-1 Derby and it does happen, then genius.
Is that because I said Brighton will dump Arsenal out?
No, man. Honestly, I just got that sneaky feeling. Football's an amazing game, and it could happen. Brighton could come to the Emirates tomorrow and beat us. But the same with this. It's not because you said it, bro. It's literally because that's what I feel. I feel like football's a funny old game this year, and the way Liverpool have been playing this season, I could see Derby doing a madness.
Yeah, but like you say,
I'm going to disagree.
But I do think Liverpool will win. Yeah.
If we go out, it'll because we've chose to go out by, like you say, going 2 weak. So
of course, that's my only worry. If Liverpool go 2 weak, then it could be a very struggleful night for them. But in many ways, I think Liverpool will win. Yeah, I do think Liverpool will win. Of course.
I think Jurgen Klopp will be more sensible than that. I think he will put out a decent team and he will drill it into the boys and say, look, lads, losing 2-1 at home to Leeds is bad enough. We cannot allow ourselves to lose to Derby County. You've got to show pride in your team, pride in the badge, and you cannot let that happen tonight. So, no.
And we're at home as well. We're at home, so
the thing is, you're at home. It should be a straightforward victory for Liverpool. But football's a funny old game. If somehow Derby pull it off, that would be a mad one.
Klopp always seems to pull a sly one in this type of game as well, where he will go weak, but then he'll have a Mo Salah up front and things like that.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Why would you play Mo Salah in this one game?
It's Firmino. It's Firmino fit and ready.
He is. He's playing every game, so we're flogging him. I cannot see him.
See, the thing is, I haven't really been watching Liverpool only when you guys obviously came to us. But other than that, I ain't really watched you. But if Firmino, like you said, if Firmino's playing loads of games, and maybe a Mo Salah, but then he played at the weekend, didn't he, against Spurs?
Yeah. For me, I think Liverpool win this game 3-0, in my opinion. Obviously, anything can happen at the end of the day. But I do think Liverpool are too strong for them. So 3-0 is my prediction. Klopp obviously will not mess around with this time. He'll probably play a good enough lineup.
Wayne Rooney's cousin is playing for Derby, actually.
Yeah, Wayne Rooney's cousin, man. There's
Jake Rooney. Maybe we'll see a goal from him.
Hopefully. Let's move on to the next game. I'm 50-50 on this one, but we do play Aston Villa again. I'm crazy about this because we play on Thursday, and for me this is disgracing them because for me I don't know who does the fixtures. I think it's probably EFL, but why are we playing on Thursday again? Like literally, we played on Thursday. Russ's dad went to Sunday, got back by Aston Villa, and now we play again on Thursday.
Why is it? Is it for the TV?
It's probably TV. You know, I'll probably say TV, TV rights and all that. But for me, Freddie, you don't go first because I've had enough of United. You can go first.
Arrest. What did you think to Ronaldo getting the armband on Sunday after him storming down the tunnel? 2 weeks ago? Surely that was a bad example to the rest of the squad.
Oh yeah, 100%. I don't know if you knew, Scott, but he actually threw the armband in mid-game as well. He threw it before half-time. He threw it to the floor, and then the referee had to pick it up. So for me, I'm not a Ronaldo fan. I'm not his biggest fan. I want him gone in January, and I do hope he goes in January because I think he scores the mess to the squad. So I do think for me, Ten Hag, he's dealt the situation right, but for me, I think it's time to go. Time to let him go in January. In my opinion, that's the best option for Ronaldo right now because his mind's not clear. Is not at United right now. He maybe wants to go back to Sporting. I just hope that Chelsea get him because I think Chelsea. You never know. Potter could be a huge fan. Obviously, they asked him in press conference, but managers they won't come out and say, okay, yeah, I want Ronaldo, but obviously they're gonna say I don't want him. But anything can happen in January. Like no one predicted Aubameyang to go to Chelsea, so anything literally can happen with Ronaldo. Like he could go back to, he could go back, he could go to America. Anything can happen with Ronaldo. But for me, Thursday, I mean, Ten Hag's got to rotate, man. He's got to rotate. Surely he knows that we've got a huge game on Sunday, Fulham away, so he's got to rotate. Frederick, if Dubravka does not start, let's forget about Dubravka being in our squad because I expect Dubravka to start, but
and we need to play Wan-Bissaka as well because Dalot will be out with the
suspended.
Yeah, so we'll probably see Dalot playing because Lindelof at right back not fast enough. Then we will be bantered on that side. I also hope we'll see Maguire play.
Yeah, for me, Lindelof. Now we know why. Yeah, he's not good enough, man. The third goal. He's going back a bit, man. I don't know what he's going back to Linda Soft now, but I don't know, man.
To be honest, we need the Maguire in form now because we're playing Mitrovic on Sunday, and you can't play Martinez and Lindelof against Mitrovic. That's asking for conceding goals.
Exactly. So for me, I'll quickly do my lineup. For me, the Dubravka starts, man. I know it's a bit funny there, but the Dubravka hopefully starts, and then I would agree with Wan-Bissaka, but I don't know if he's in the squad for the game. That's the thing. So if he is, then give him a go because he's. I actually think on Sunday Ten Hag is going to go with Malacia at right back instead of Wan-Bissaka right back because Malacia.
Why not Dalot on Sunday?
He's suspended.
No, that's tomorrow.
No, Sunday, Premier League.
Well, I thought tomorrow because when I checked the fantasy, he was not marked suspended, and I'll read on the
Premier League game suspensions running to Carabao.
He's suspended. Yeah, he's suspended on Sunday, but he's available for tomorrow. Yeah, I mean Thursday. He'll be available for Thursday, so Dalot will probably start then on Thursday because there's not. I don't see Ten Hag resting him. He could go Malacia right back. You never know. Centre backs. We have to play Maguire, man. We have to play Maguire. Fortunately, I mean Maguire and. That's the point. Probably Maguire Martinez, right? Frederick Maguire Martinez, probably Maguire. Martinez. Left back.
Who else? Phil Jones.
Luke Shaw, man. For me, he was also poor, man. He was poor on Sunday, so Luke Shaw starts. Midfield. Casemiro starts, and I'll start Fred. I'll actually start Fred, and then in the number 10. Probably Bruno will play because he's back.
You're going quite strong here, Arrest.
I want to win this Carabao Cup, Scott. I actually do want to win this. United fans will probably laugh at me saying, "Oh, but for me, I want to win the Carabao Cup." I haven't seen, mate. The last time we won a trophy, I was probably around 11 or 12. So we need to win this trophy, man. We need to win any. Listen, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, I take them seriously, man. I know people like to take the make up. I take it seriously for me. I don't know about Frederick, but I'm taking this thing seriously. Frederick, would you want to win this Carabao Cup?
Yeah, of course. We need the trophy and the Premier League.
Of course, man. We need any.
This year.
Listen, the charities, like, just give us anything, man. And then an attack. Anthony, I think there's an update that he won't be back until obviously World Cup starts. That's a huge miss. So probably go with Garnacho. This is what Tanag will do. He'll probably go Ronaldo, Garnacho, and Rashford. But I don't want Ronaldo to start either way. But it is what it is.
Is Martial back yet?
Martial is back. He is back. Yeah, he came off from the bench. He came off from the bench on Sunday, and then he's fully fit. But
Tanag safe for Fulham then, surely.
Probably safe for Fulham. Yeah, exactly. But my score prediction, I think we'll get knocked out. 2-1 Aston Villa. I mean, listen, I'm not joking. I think we'll lose again, and this is the. I'm not confident, man. I'm not confident. I know it's Old Trafford. People expect me to be confident, but I think we'll lose again, man. I have no faith in this squad, man. But yeah, Frederick, what do you think?
3-0 to United. We'll strike back. We need to show something after the last game, and I do think we will get out some youngsters, and that the players will strike back and show that Sunday was not good enough. We'll strike back.
And Donny van de Beek, you need to turn up as well. But listen, let's get the. I say neutrals, but mate, they spot Liverpool and Arsenal. But let's get obviously the unbiased people in. Let's start off with Manny, man. Manny, do you agree with me by saying that? Do you agree with me when I say that I'm not confident? Do you think United will win this game? What do you think?
Depends, really. I mean, all indications from Emery are that he might also field a fairly strong team. And what's surprising is that instead of giving Robin Olsen a game, he might stick with Emiliano Martinez, who he recently decided to name his permanent club captain. And it's also going to be interesting to see if Ashley Young gets some game time as well. It could very well end up being that several players who have been benched in recent games, like John McGinn and a few others, could also get their chance to shine because, if you're playing Manchester United, it's going to be a game for the ages. And if Ashley Young does play, then it could very well be a good horses for courses pick against his former club. So I think if you are eager to play Fred in midfield and possibly bring back the likes of Maguire and McTominay, and maybe I'm not too sure what your forward line would be, Orest. I don't think you'll want to see Ronaldo playing there, but certainly the likes of Martial and maybe one or two others could come in. I think that that freshness will probably give Villa more of a fight because for some reason the 11 that you put out, I think there was a little bit of an incohesion, if that's the right word. Yeah. And maybe Ten Hag will sort of try to freshen things up a bit. That will obviously mean giving David De Gea a much-needed rest and bringing in Martin Dubravka because I believe Tom Heaton is injured, if I'm not wrong.
Tom Heaton, no, he's not injured.
Well, he hasn't been in the last few squads, so I'm not too sure what's up with him. But if Dubravka does get to play, he deserves this opportunity to show how good he is. And I mean, it's going to be a really tight game. I think United should, in theory, be able to edge it because we all know that Villa can be a little bit up and down at times. And this is, of course, Unai Emery's second game. I certainly don't believe that he's going to work the same magic that he did, magic in this game that he did in the Premier League, the Premiership game. It's a different competition, different ball game. And he'll probably want to test some of his fringe players, but also put out enough first teamers to make it a contest against Manchester United, which is always a tough contest. I just think that maybe, United's big game experience could settled it really, because Aston Villa haven't really played. They haven't really had a cup run in a long time. They certainly haven't played in Europe in God knows how many years. And of course, United have always been there or thereabouts. I think you'll find a way. And of course, the clash between Ten Hag and Emery will be tasty. But I just think the Dutchman might have it. So 2-1 to United.
Hopefully, Mason. What do you think, Mason?
Yeah, I totally agree with what Manny said, actually. I do think Ten Hag will make sure that you guys don't lose this one. I think Unai Emery won't be able to pull magic out of the hat this time like he did at Villa Park. I think the fans played a lot of effect as well, which I also think that the United fans will play a lot of effect to the game tomorrow as well. I do think it'll be 2-1, but I wouldn't be surprised if United go 3-4. It could be domination. I want to see a response from Ten Hag after that defeat. I have to say, I want to see something a little bit different from him. I want to see him and his players, his players personally, show a bit more passion. I think that's what they need, United, at the moment, because it doesn't seem to be going their way at all. But boys, I am going to have to hop off now because I've got a couple of things I need to do. But absolute pleasure. Yeah, MK the Don 14 on Instagram, MK the Don on YouTube as well, trying to hit subscribers, and then we're going to do a few streams, a few videos, a few Arsenal content things as well, also around England and the World Cup. So yeah, be tuned for that, peeps.
We got Mason for joining.
Big up, people. Thanks all. Good night.
Cheers, MK.
Cheers. So yeah, for me, I'm not confident. I understand with Mason. I totally agree with him. We need a reaction. But Scott, man, do you think United can win this game? Do you think we'll bounce back? Do you think we'll see a reaction?
I do think they could, if they want to. Same as Liverpool. I think Ten Hag will be terrified of not winning on Sunday after losing against Aston Villa last Sunday. They cannot lose 2 league games in a row. They've already got quite a few injuries. The whole front three was out. Bruno was out. Varane was out. They've got injury problems. I think they're going to go weak and go out. I think they're going to get beat 2-1. I think Unai Emery is going to go strong. He's going to try and keep the momentum going after his first game. He's still trying to find out what players he can count on, what players are going to still have an Aston Villa career under his tenure. And I can see an upset here purely because Man United will go weak.
100%. Yeah, I understand, man. Ten Hag, we've seen him in competition. He doesn't like to rotate. He normally likes to go strong. So for me, it's the lineup that I really want to see for Thursday. And it's going to be important to see if Dubravka gets a chance. Maybe Dubravka gets a chance, and maybe, he puts in a solid performance and starts on Sunday. You never know. But if you look at Ten Hag's perspective, his side, he'll probably most likely start the hair. But my score prediction, I've already said it 2-1 Aston Villa. I'm not confident. Obviously, Manny said 2-1 United. Frederick, you said 3-0, I think.
Yeah, correct.
And, yeah, it is what it is. I think,
lads, I've got to get off as well.
That's fine. Yeah,
I've got to go and help my daughter with her homework. So thanks ever so much for inviting me on. Arrest. I'll be back on next time you invite me. It's been a lot of fun, guys.
Yeah,
Arrest.
Channel.
Please give us a like and subscribe, please, guys. Onto Double. Arrest. Send me the link to Manny and MK the Don and Frederick's channels, and I'll subscribe to them too.
Yeah, that's fine, man.
Been good fun, lads. See you on the next one. Thank you.
Big up, Scott, man.
Always. Hey up.
Cheers, lads.
Big up.
Cheers.
But yeah, big up, Scott, man. Obviously, what a guest, what a guy, man. But big up to him. But yeah, listen,
top man,
top guy, man, 100%. But listen, what I want to see from United fans on Thursday is keep trotting the Glazers out. For me, what my preference is a pitch invasion, in my opinion. But I know that it might be too far, but for me, pitch invasion will cause more. It will attract more to the Glazers. So for me, listen, keep on singing Glazers out. Stop buying the merch because listen, that's what Glazers. That's only how they get their money. What feeds their pockets is the merchandise that people buy. So stop buying it. listen, if Liverpool owners want to sell the club, we need to make sure United owners want to sell them. And as I said, the only way we can make sure that can happen is we don't buy their merch, or as I said, don't go to the games as well, man. That also hurts their pockets. Don't go to the games, but this game is on. Yeah, it's on Thursday, right, man? It's confused. Thursday, 8 p.m. I'm not. It's. I know it's probably for TV rights, and they want to get this game on TV, but I just don't understand for me because we played last week on Thursday against Real Sociedad. Then we had to play Aston Villa on Sunday. Then now Thursday. Then now Fulham on Sunday. Like, it's what happens when United just when we play in the Europa League these days. But yeah, for me, if we win, that's great. If we win on Thursday, that's great. But as I said, for the fans, keep churning Glazers out, man. We need to make our voices be loud as possible. But yeah, man. Next game before we do wrap up quickly, it is. I mean, I don't have no Spurs fans, but Nottingham Forest versus Spurs. This is at Nottingham Forest Stadium. You know what? I do think Spurs will lose this game. I'm going to say this. I think Spurs will lose. Obviously, Nottingham Forest, they've proven it, man. They beat Liverpool at that stadium. I know Scott's not here anymore. But they did beat Liverpool at their home. So clearly, when they play at their home, they're out for it. Their fans are up for it. They're up for it. So I think Forest will win this game. Their fans will definitely be up for it as well. There's a League Cup, so anything happens in League Cup. But sorry, Spurs fans, I don't think you guys will qualify to the fourth round. But Manny, what do you think?
You know, I'm going to be crucified for saying this, Horace, as an Arsenal supporter, but I'm going to disagree with you because here's the thing. I still firmly believe that win over Liverpool was a case of Forest overachieving because since then they've not quite been able to back up their performances and they only managed to secure a draw to Brentford after a 96-minute own goal. So they overachieve in one or two games in the season but come a complete crop in the rest of their games. The only way that they may have a chance in this game is if they finally decide to rest several of their players. Of course, they have a few influential players like Harry Toffolo out injured, and even a few fringe players who normally play in this game are also on the sidelines. So Cooper's going to have to pick a mixture of first teamers and fringe players. This is one game where Wayne Hennessy has to play. He has been sat on the bench while Dean Henderson has been performing inconsistently. You see him make a few saves and have Cooper and everyone drooling over him. And then he concedes a few, thinks of himself as some sort of a WWE style wrestler, slams the ground in frustration. And then he may make a mistake or two. They concede a hatful of goals. Of late, they've started to concede fewer and fewer. But I don't rate Dean Henderson at all. And it is a travesty to have a world-class goalkeeper like Hennessy, who should be playing regularly in order to secure his position as Wales' number one for the World Cup, although I'm certain that Robert Page will trust his experienced stopper to, come good when it matters. Of course, they'll have a training camp and they'll look at both him and Danny Ward. But Hennessy should play. Hennessy will relish the opportunity coming up against Premier League opposition. And if Nottingham Forest can put out a cohesive team, that means dropping a few of their underperforming regulars, then they might have a chance. But then when you take a look at Tottenham, obviously they've got some injury issues. Heung-min Son is out with that broken eye socket, and his focus will be on getting fit for the World Cup. I do not see Harry Kane starting this game, although he could possibly come off the bench if, Tottenham need him that badly. And this is going to be a game where we'll also see another understudy come in, another replacement goalkeeper coming in the form of Fraser Forster, who certainly is quality, who has also sat on the bench while the club captain and defending World Cup winner Hugo Lloris has combined making some brilliant saves with some pretty poor decision-making, it has to be said. And Ryan, I think I've answered your question. I don't think he will be back. His eye socket, it still hasn't healed enough, and he will want to focus on getting fit for South Korea's World Cup campaign. So this could very well be a game where many of the signings that were made by Tottenham but who have not played in the Premiership so far for a variety of reasons will get their chances to play. We could certainly see the likes of Matthew Doherty, Oliver Skip, Brian Hill come into the team. Jed Spence, if he's fit, should definitely be in the team, although I don't know if he is fit. And this will be a much-changed team, but will also not be short on talent. So I'm actually going for Tottenham to win 2-1. It is blasphemous for me to say that as an Arsenal fan, I'm sure. And again, Ryan, I'm not too sure that Richarlison will play this game, but he shouldn't be too far away from making a recovery, given that he was able to make the World Cup squad for the Seleção. And 2-1 up at QPR. Terrific news. I'm very happy for you. QPR is a top team. They've got ideas of getting back into the Premierships, and that's a brilliant win. Whatever's happening so far, keep at it, mate. Keep at it. So, yeah, back to the prediction. It'll be 2-1 to Tottenham. I just think they'll have too much in the tank for the Foresters.
Frederick, what do you think?
I think it will be an even game. Spurs have not been in good form recently. They have had wins where they're just as won it, and now, as mentioned, Son is out, and I also think Kane will get a rest. I can see a 0-0 with a late Jailings magic, so I'll say 1-0 to Forest after a late Jailings magic.
I mean, it can happen, but Lingard, he's been poor, man. He has been poor. Not to go Forest, but that's Lingard for you, man. I've never rated him at United. When I talk about Lingard's United's career, I understand that FA Cup goal he scored when we won it, when we versed Crystal Palace, but that's about it, really. So for me, I've never rated Lingard. But yeah, is what it is for me. But Nottingham Forest is going to be a good game. I can feel it's going to be a good game, but I do think Forest will win this game. So yeah. Let's go through the comments. Richarlison, I'm not sure about Richarlison. So
12th of November, according to FPL.
Cool, 12 November, that's fine. Big up, Graham. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for tuning in. We're just about to wrap up now, so bit of yourself. But yeah, man. Lingard did well at West Ham, but Forest doesn't look interested. Exactly, man. Exactly. But before we do, what do you guys make of Lingard's career at Nottingham Forest? Do you guys think that he joined because of the money, or what do you guys think?
I think I'll start with this one. He obviously left Manchester United in a bit of a huff, and he thought that with Forest he'd have a chance to prove himself. He obviously thought that he'd get regular first-team football at United, whereas with West Ham he might have had to compete a bit more. And certainly with West Ham he looked motivated to try to do as well as he could to get into England's squad for the Euros, only to just miss out. And of course now he's not going to make the World Cup squad with England, obviously. I wouldn't say he looks disinterested, but when a team is simply not doing as well as they could and is down in the dumps as they are, it can affect some of the players, I think. And maybe Lingard has sort of realized, his England career is more or less done and dusted for now, at least, and he doesn't see much hope for Forest. So it's probably a case of just turning up, getting picked, flattering to deceive, getting hauled off. It's disappointing, it really is. And maybe after the World Cup, he will look to try to let that be a clean slate and say, you know what, I'm not too sure that he was about to go to the MLS. I think no. I mean, I don't think he would have even considered that move. I mean, he's not even that old enough, mate. Let's take a look at Jesse Lingard's age.
He's 28.
No, he's 30. He's the same age as me, born in 92.
Yeah, but even technically he's 29 years old.
Okay,
he will be 30 this December while the World Cup is taking place. So no, there's no way he would even considered a move to the MLS. It was either West Ham or Nottingham Forest, and I think I just think that if Forest get relegated, he will be one of the highest profile departures, and it will be very hard to see which team will want him. He might perhaps have to do a Michael Owen, put out a brochure listing his qualities, and if that was enough to secure a move to Manchester United in the twilight of his career, maybe it can work for Lingard. What do you say to that, Fred?
I was actually one of the biggest Jesse Lingard's fan when he was at United. I think there is and was a good player there. When he was at his worst, remember he had big personal issues. There was people in his family passing away. There was reason of him not being so well. at West Ham, he was quite good. I did think the Forest move was a bit strange, because if you did watch a bit of when Jesse Lingard was good at West Ham, you saw it was when he got spaces. At the Forest, he doesn't get the space, and then he doesn't get to his good. You can see it with Gerard Bowen now. I don't think he's a much better footballer than Jesse Lingard. He just plays on a team that plays on his strengths. And that's what Jesse Lingard needs. He needs to go to a team where he can get the ball, he can get into the rooms, because then when he's good.
100%. Yeah, he did, right? He signed a 1-year contract, Lingard, so he will be a free agent again next summer. So probably West Ham will probably try and get him back. So let's see what happens with West Ham. But yeah, I think we've discussed all topics. Let's see if I missed out any comments. Wasn't he? Yeah. Oh yeah, DC United. Yeah, DC United. I think so. Yeah, but Lingard future. He will discuss about his future himself. I'm sure that he knows what happens in the future. So he could be playing America. You never know. Could go back to West Ham next summer. So let's see. But yeah, hang on. Let me just double check if I missed any comments. No, I haven't. So yeah, man. Obviously, we discussed all the top 6 games in the Carabao Cup. We have come to an end. So we're gonna get people to shout their socials as usual. So Manny, where can people find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Thangadurai1981. Instagram, if you want a closer connection, it will be Manny Thangadurai1981. That's, of course, my surname and my full name and my year of birth, respectively. And you can find me on a few channels on YouTube. Just making my presence felt, talking about all sports, not just football. I talk about cricket as well. Shout out to Del Boy Gunner TV, S. Featley TV, Coach's Corner with Hanno Trollope. I will be doing a watch along for the semi-finals of the World Cup over in Australia. That will be tomorrow, and also the day after. I'll be covering both semi-finals. And the best part is, of course, with Arsenal playing on Saturday, that will leave me free to cover the final on a Sunday, which I'll be looking forward to do so. So please tune into that channel. If you don't, whether you are a cricket fan or not, do please come and join in. There'll be some commentary, there'll be some banter, the whole 9 yards. We'll certainly try to make it as big as possible, and hopefully my computer will hold up for that. Also, a huge shout out to Tony Claude Gunner TV, Danny AFC TV, and Up the Cherries in all departments. Terrific Bournemouth fan channel. I will be doing some more work with them, including a new show that will be coming out probably later on this week. So watch out for that. And of course, Graham Jones, Daddy and the Don, love these guys as well. Any chance I get to do something with them, it's really good fun. And I'm just happy to continue talking about sports, talking about football with like-minded fans of all ages. It's not about being disrespectful. It's not about bantering. It's about having respectful discussions and coming to a resolution, because we're all united by our love for the game and not just the teams we support. So thanks a lot for watching. Big up to Oris for organizing this stream. Happy to be involved with him and his network, as it were. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy your Tuesday night. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And I am out.
Big up, Manny, as always. Frederick, where can we find you?
You can find me on the Red Frederick on Instagram and YouTube, and sometimes as a guest here. So thanks for having me on.
No worries. Quickly, let me go through the comments. I move up to the northeast, maybe somewhere he won't wish to locate to. I think I moved back to West Ham would be beneficial, exactly. Hardeep says, big up to the panel. Money will never appeal Lingard, but West Ham are definitely one of the sides you could pursue him. Man like Hardeep Ramono with the news. Obviously, Other Town Fantasy says, big up Money, big up to yourself. And yes, definitely. Big up Ryan, big up Hardeep, big up everyone that's tuning in the comments. Next stream will probably be, actually not probably, but it'll definitely be Friday. Friday because United play on Thursday, so probably be a Friday for the game week. I think it's 16 preview or 17. So you guys, make sure you guys have your notifications on. Do smash the likes, subscribe if you're new, and yeah, man, we are out. Big up.